Dr. Alina Cross, a determined and ambitious archaeologist, stands in the heart of the Egyptian desert, her hands trembling slightly as she uncovers the ancient stone tablet hidden beneath layers of sand and rubble. The ruins of a long-forgotten temple rise behind her, shrouded in an eerie stillness that only enhances the mystery surrounding the place. This discovery is unlike any she's made before. Etched into the stone is a cryptic map, its lines and symbols unlike any known language. Stay with me as we break it all down. But first, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our deep dives into world events. Let's get started. There's an unsettling energy in the air, as though the very earth holds its breath. The map itself doesn't seem to lead anywhere conventional. It doesn't mark landmarks or cities in a way that would make sense to any typical archaeologist. But there's one striking feature, an illustration of a city submerged beneath the sea, with rays emanating from it like an ancient sun. The word Atlantis is faintly carved along the edge, but it's not just any map. The symbols surrounding the city hint at something far darker. Atlantis wasn't destroyed by the ocean. It was deliberately hidden, concealed from the world. Alina feels a mix of disbelief and excitement. For years, she's been obsessed with the lost city, drawn to its mythology and the unanswered questions that swirl around its disappearance. But this map suggests that Atlantis isn't the ancient myth everyone believes it to be. It's real. And, more shockingly, it's still out there, deliberately kept from mankind's reach. Her heart races as she examines the intricate details, deciphering the map with the help of her notes. She notices a series of symbols that appear to depict technological diagrams, something that suggests Atlantis was not only a city of wonder, but one that possessed an advanced civilization far beyond anything that's been discovered. These symbols hint at knowledge lost to history, technology that, if found, could alter the course of humanity's future. Despite her excitement, a sense of foreboding washes over her. Who made this map? And why was it hidden? The more Alina studies the tablet, the more she realizes this discovery isn't just about finding treasure or uncovering ancient ruins. It's about uncovering a dark truth buried deep beneath the waves. The closer she looks, the more the map seems like a warning. Determined to pursue the truth, Alina decides to assemble a team of specialists. But even as she begins to formulate her plan, something gnaws at her. She feels she's being watched. The discovery of the map may have set something in motion, something far larger and more dangerous than she could have ever imagined. As Dr. Alina Cross pores over the newly discovered map, a chilling realization settles over her like a heavy fog. The cryptic symbols, the hidden city beneath the sea, and the advanced technology hinted at in the illustrations. These aren't just clues to Atlantis's existence. They point to something far darker. A secret society that has been guarding the truth about Atlantis for centuries. Alina begins to unravel a trail of historical records, old manuscripts, and obscure texts. She discovers that the Atlantis Society, an enigmatic group of intellectuals, powerful elites, and shadowy figures, has existed for millennia, operating in the shadows of history. According to the documents, this society was not formed to study Atlantis, but rather to protect it. They are the gatekeepers of its truth, sworn to ensure that no one ever uncovers the city's secrets. The deeper Alina digs, the more unsettling the history of the Atlantis Society becomes. From ancient Greece to the rise of the Roman Empire, and even through the Middle Ages, the society has quietly influenced global events, always with the same goal: to keep Atlantis's existence a hidden truth. The members of this secret society have been rumored to include some of the world's most powerful figures: emperors, industrialists, and intellectuals, each one sworn to silence, bound by oaths and rituals meant to prevent the knowledge of Atlantis from escaping into the wider world. Alina finds herself entranced by the details, but also horrified. The society's reach is vast, and its influence is undeniable. The more she learns, the more she realizes that the Atlantis Society is not merely a group of intellectuals seeking knowledge. It is a shadowy organization bent on control, manipulating history to ensure that Atlantis's power never resurfaces. Their silence isn't just about preserving a myth, it's about preventing the world from discovering the dangerous, world-altering truths hidden within the city. As she begins to understand the full scope of the Atlantis Society's power, Alina's heart sinks. She is no longer just on the trail of a lost city. She is now up against a force that will stop at nothing to protect Atlantis's secrets, even if it means silencing anyone who gets too close. The Society's members are watching her, and they have their eyes on anyone who dares to uncover the truth. One evening, as Alina meets with her team to discuss their findings, the atmosphere in the room changes. There's a strange tension in the air, as though an invisible presence is closing in. A sudden knock at the door interrupts the meeting. When Alina opens it, there's no one there. Only a single, ancient symbol carved into the doorframe. A symbol she recognizes from the map. Someone in the Atlantis Society knows she's getting closer, and they'll stop at nothing to ensure she doesn't get any further. As the journey to uncover the truth behind Atlantis progresses, Alina Cross begins to realize that not everyone on her team shares her idealistic vision of discovery. What began as a group of passionate, like-minded individuals dedicated to unraveling the secrets of the lost city starts to fracture under the strain of growing tensions and conflicting agendas. Dr. Elias Stone, a renowned historian and a trusted ally of Alina, begins to act strangely. While he was initially enthusiastic about the map's potential, his demeanor changes over time, becoming more secretive and distant. Alina notices that he's spending long hours alone, studying old texts she hasn't seen before, and slipping away from the group at odd times. The sense of unease grows when Elias begins to challenge some of Alina's theories, disputing the authenticity of certain artifacts or questioning their interpretations of the symbols from the map. At first, Alina brushes it off as a difference in academic opinion, but the unease deepens when a mysterious encrypted message appears in the files of her team's digital archives. It's an anonymous communication that references their current research and warns them to cease the hunt for Atlantis. The message includes a cryptic phrase, "The keepers will find you." At first, Alina assumes it's a prank or a threat from rival factions also after the city's secrets. But then she remembers Elias had been acting strangely during the same time the message appeared. Her suspicion grows when she discovers that Elias has been making secret trips to meet with a figure from the Atlantis Society, a mysterious individual whose identity remains concealed. The more Alina digs, the more evidence she uncovers suggesting that Elias may have been working as an informant for the Society all along. She confronts him, but he denies any involvement, claiming that the meetings were purely academic exchanges. Yet, there's a look in his eyes, one of desperation and fear, that convinces Alina that something far darker is at play. The breaking point comes when Alina's team is ambushed by a group of mercenaries while traveling through a remote jungle. The attack seems coordinated, and Alina realizes that the mercenaries knew exactly where they were going and what they were searching for. In the chaos of the assault, one of the mercenaries is captured, and, under interrogation, he reveals that the attack was planned by none other than the Atlantis Society. But even more shockingly, he claims that one of Alina's team members was responsible for tipping them off. The betrayal hits Alina like a punch to the gut. She confronts Elias in a moment of raw emotion, demanding answers. He admits that he had been working with the Atlantis Society, not to sabotage the mission, but to monitor it. The Society, he claims, feared that Alina's discoveries could disrupt their control over the world. But what Elias doesn't say, what Alina begins to realize in horror, is that he may have also been using the team to get closer to the power that Atlantis holds. As much as he denies it, Alina can't shake the feeling that Elias has been playing a dangerous game of his own. Heartbroken and betrayed, Alina is forced to make a gut-wrenching decision. Can she trust Elias, who insists he's still loyal to her? Or is he just another pawn in the grand scheme of the Atlantis Society? As the team's morale begins to fracture, and Alina questions who she can trust, the true danger of their mission becomes clear. There is no one to rely on but themselves, and even then, the lines between ally and enemy are rapidly becoming blurred. The journey to uncover the secrets of Atlantis takes a dangerous turn when Jack Cole, Alina's former lover, unexpectedly reappears. Jack is a rugged, charming treasure hunter with a reputation for playing fast and loose with the rules. His return stirs up memories of their tumultuous past, memories of a love that once burned brightly, but ultimately ended in betrayal. Alina had spent years moving past the heartache of their breakup, but now, with Jack standing before her again, it feels like the past has come rushing back to life. Jack claims to have changed. He insists that he is now working for the greater good, that he's genuinely interested in uncovering the truth about Atlantis, and not just looking for his next big score. But Alina remains skeptical. She remembers the way Jack had used her in the past, manipulating her emotions to gain access to her research. She recalls the broken promises, the lies, and the time he disappeared for months, leaving her to pick up the pieces of her career and her heart. Despite her doubts, there's an undeniable pull between them. Jack is everything Alina once desired: confident, daring, and captivating. His presence awakens something inside her that she had long buried beneath the surface. At first, she tries to keep things professional, keeping her distance and focusing on the mission, but it becomes increasingly difficult. Jack has a way of showing up at just the right moment, offering support, and making her feel as though he's the only one who truly understands her. As they dive deeper into their research, Alina starts to rely on Jack's expertise. He's resourceful and has connections that prove invaluable in tracking down key artifacts and unlocking hidden clues about Atlantis. But with every success, the tension between them grows until it's undeniable. One night, as they sit together in the candlelight, the weight of the unspoken words between them becomes too much to bear. They kiss, and for a brief moment, Alina allows herself to forget the past and the doubts that have haunted her. In that fleeting moment, it feels as though the connection they once shared has been reignited. But even as they grow closer, Alina can't shake the nagging feeling that something is wrong. Jack's motives still seem unclear. When Alina stumbles upon a hidden journal, she discovers cryptic entries about a secret deal Jack made with an unnamed party, someone powerful with ties to the Atlantis Society. The journal suggests that Jack's return to her life isn't as coincidental as it seems. Could he be using their connection to gain access to Atlantis's secrets? Is his reappearance just another scheme to manipulate her once more? The revelation shakes Alina to her core. She confronts Jack, but he denies everything. He insists that his feelings for her are genuine, that he's willing to put the past behind them and work together to unlock the mysteries of Atlantis. But Alina can't help but wonder, is Jack truly the man he claims to be? Or is he simply playing a dangerous game of deceit and manipulation, hoping to secure his own place in the race for Atlantis's power? As Alina's internal conflict deepens, she faces an agonizing decision. Can she trust Jack again, despite his past betrayals? Or is he too dangerous to allow back into her life? The line between love and deception becomes increasingly blurred, and Alina finds herself caught between the allure of their past love and the fear that Jack may be playing her once again. As Alina and her team venture deeper into the mystery surrounding Atlantis, they begin to realize that the city's power extends far beyond its legendary status. The artifacts they've uncovered so far have hinted at an advanced civilization far ahead of their time. But the discovery of a hidden chamber beneath the ocean's depths takes everything they thought they knew and turns it upside down. After days of diving through treacherous waters, guided by the cryptic map, the team uncovers a massive submerged structure. A sprawling complex of gleaming metallic corridors, intricate carvings, and impossible architectural feats. It is Atlantis itself, but not the crumbled ruins that were expected. The city's hidden core remains intact, preserved by some unknown force, its secrets preserved for millennia beneath the waves. The team is awestruck as they explore the heart of the city, where enormous, alien-looking machines lie dormant. These are no mere tools of an ancient civilization. They are complex devices with intricate mechanisms and glowing energy cores, which appear to harness some form of energy that defies modern understanding. There are machines designed to manipulate the elements, earth, water, fire, and air, tools capable of altering the very fabric of reality itself. Alina stumbles upon a massive crystalline structure at the center of the city. Its energy pulses faintly, as though the very heart of Atlantis is still alive. It's unlike anything the team has ever seen, a technological marvel so sophisticated that it seems to transcend even the most advanced modern sciences. The crystal is embedded with a series of symbols, mirroring the ones found on the map, and it hums with power, sending strange vibrations through the walls of the chamber. In a series of breathtaking moments, the team begins to unlock the secrets of the crystal, only to discover that it contains blueprints for unimaginable technology, energy sources that could power entire cities for centuries, devices capable of global communication without wires, and methods of harnessing natural forces in ways the world has never dreamed of. Alina's heart races as she realizes the implications of these discoveries. Atlantis was not just a lost city, but a cradle of advanced knowledge and technology that could change the course of humanity's future. But as they begin to experiment with the machines and decode the ancient text, the team uncovers a terrifying truth. The technology within Atlantis was not just advanced, it was dangerous. There are warnings embedded within the designs, warnings of catastrophic consequences should the machines ever be misused or reactivated. Alina reads with growing horror about the city's final days, when its leaders used this very technology to manipulate natural disasters and bend the elements to their will, ultimately leading to Atlantis's self-destruction. As the team unlocks more of the city's secrets, tensions rise. Some members, particularly Dr. Elias Stone, argue that the power within Atlantis could revolutionize the world, providing solutions to global energy crises, environmental disasters, and poverty. But Alina, after reading more of the ancient texts, feels a deep sense of dread. The technology's true purpose was never about progress. It was about control. The civilization that built Atlantis didn't just seek advancement. They sought domination over nature itself. And in their hubris, they destroyed their world. The team is divided. Some want to take the technology and use it to change the world, while others, including Alina, fear that it is too dangerous and should remain buried forever. But as the days pass, strange things begin to happen. The machines seem to come to life on their own, their dormant power stirring as though the city is waking up. There are sudden tremors beneath their feet, unusual electromagnetic readings, and unexplained electrical surges. It's as if Atlantis itself is reacting to the team's presence, awakening after thousands of years of slumber. Alina begins to wonder, is the city trying to warn them? Or is it simply reacting to their interference? And if they awaken its power, will it be possible to control it? Or will they be condemned to repeat the mistakes of the past? The stakes are higher than ever. Atlantis's technology holds the potential for greatness, but it also holds the seeds of devastation. As the team debates what to do next, they begin to realize that the true mystery of Atlantis isn't just the city's fall. It's the power it once wielded, and whether they will survive the consequences of unearthing it. The expedition to Atlantis has already taken a toll on the team. The constant tension between Alina's pursuit of truth and the mounting pressure from rival factions, including the ever-watchful Atlantis Society, has left everyone on edge. But it's the loss of one of their own that changes everything. Dr. Maya Sinclair, a brilliant and resourceful geologist, is the first to die under mysterious circumstances. Maya, with her sharp intellect and unwavering dedication to the mission, had been Alina's closest confidant. Their bond went beyond professional respect. Maya was one of the few team members who fully understood the weight of what they were uncovering. Her knowledge of the Earth's movements and mineral formations had been invaluable in pinpointing the location of Atlantis, and her presence in the field had kept the group grounded when things seemed impossible. One morning, as the team gathers in the control room of their makeshift underwater base, Maya is nowhere to be found. Panic sets in when they discover her equipment left behind, her diving suit hanging from a hook, as though she'd abandoned it in a hurry. Alina's heart sinks. She knows Maya would never leave the team behind, especially during such a critical moment. Her gut instinct tells her something is wrong, but no one can explain how or why Maya would disappear without a trace. After hours of frantic searching, the team is forced to dive down into the deeper parts of the submerged ruins, hoping to find her. They scour the eerie, darkened corridors of Atlantis, their underwater lights casting long shadows against the ancient walls. The silence is deafening. But when they reach the heart of the city, they find her. Maya's body is discovered in a hidden chamber, her lifeless form sprawled across the cold, polished floor. At first glance, her death appears accidental. A simple misstep, perhaps, in the chaos of exploring such an unfamiliar, treacherous environment. But when Alina examines her body more closely, she notices something far more sinister. There are marks on Maya's neck, distinct pressure points, as though she had been strangled. And yet, there are no signs of struggle, no indication that Maya had fought back. The more Alina inspects the scene, the more certain she becomes. Maya's death was no accident. It was murder. The team is in shock, their grief compounded by the realization that someone among them could be responsible. Alina insists that the body be examined, demanding answers. The initial autopsy reveals that Maya was exposed to a strange, unknown toxin before her death, suggesting that the murderer may have used some form of poison to incapacitate her before killing her. But the toxins found in her system don't match anything known to modern science. Alina's stomach twists as she considers the possibility. Could Atlantis itself be to blame? Or is one of her own team members responsible for this heinous act? As suspicion mounts, the team begins to fracture. Trust is shattered, and paranoia takes root. Dr. Elias Stone, who has been increasingly distant, becomes a prime suspect. His earlier betrayal lingers in the air like a dark cloud. And now, with Maya's death, Alina can't help but wonder if Elias is behind it all. But Elias vehemently denies any involvement, his defense filled with a mix of anger and fear. He insists that he's been loyal, that he wants to uncover the truth about Atlantis, just as much as Alina. Tensions flare when Jack Cole, the former lover Alina still struggles to trust, begins to distance himself from the investigation. His sudden reticence only deepens Alina's suspicions. Could Jack have been involved in Maya's death? Or was he trying to keep something hidden from the rest of the team? The once professional atmosphere on the team has devolved into a cacophony of accusations and distrust. The investigation into Maya's death uncovers more than just a murder. It reveals a series of hidden alliances and betrayals that have been festering beneath the surface since the start of the expedition. The team members, once united in their pursuit of Atlantis, now turn on each other, each one questioning the loyalty of the others. Alina feels the walls closing in as she realizes that someone in their midst is willing to kill to keep the secrets of Atlantis buried, and with each passing day, it seems like more deaths may follow. But there is one question that remains unanswered. Who is truly behind Maya's death? And what lengths are they willing to go to in order to keep Atlantis's power from being uncovered? The discovery of Atlantis's buried power and advanced technology is a global secret, one that quickly catches the attention of forces beyond Alina's team. They've always known they weren't the only ones searching for the lost city, but they soon realize just how far-reaching the stakes have become. A new, more dangerous player emerges. The Halstrom Corporation, a powerful multinational conglomerate led by the ruthless and charismatic Victor Halstrom. Victor Halstrom is not just a businessman, he is a man driven by an insatiable hunger for power, wealth, and influence. His corporation controls a vast network of global industries, from energy and communications to weapons and private security forces. Behind his polished exterior lies a mind capable of manipulating people and events on a massive scale. Halstrom's true intentions, however, are far more sinister than any of his public endeavors suggest. He is obsessed with Atlantis, not just for the wealth or technology it can provide, but for the control it offers over the world's resources. As Alina and her team delve deeper into the heart of Atlantis, they begin to see signs of Halstrom's influence. Strange, high-tech surveillance devices are found embedded in the ruins, carefully hidden among the ancient structures. It becomes clear that Halstrom's reach extends far beyond his corporate empire. He has been tracking their every move. The team realizes that they are no longer alone in the race for Atlantis's secrets, and that Halstrom's motives go far beyond mere exploration. In a tense meeting, Halstrom makes his presence known. Through a series of carefully orchestrated meetings, he appears before Alina, offering her an alliance, one that would allow her to continue her research under his corporation's funding, resources, and protection. But his true intention is clear. He seeks to control Atlantis's technology, using it not to benefit humanity, but to solidify his power and reshape the world in his image. He speaks with a smooth, persuasive voice, offering promises of a new world order, one where Halstrom's influence is absolute, and where Atlantis's energy could fuel the future of his empire. Alina, ever wary of corporate greed, flatly refuses his offer. She knows that the power Halstrom seeks is not something that should be in the hands of a single individual or corporation. But Halstrom doesn't take rejection lightly. His charm fades, revealing the cold, calculating side of him that has no tolerance for anyone who stands in his way. As his true nature emerges, Alina realizes that refusing his offer could come with deadly consequences. The team soon finds themselves under constant surveillance. Halstrom's private security forces, disguised as local government agents and mercenaries, begin to shadow their every movement. The peaceful atmosphere they once enjoyed quickly crumbles, replaced by paranoia and fear. The team is forced to navigate a growing minefield of espionage, covert attacks, and sabotage, with Halstrom's forces closing in at every turn. Alina's suspicions are confirmed when they discover that the mercenaries have been systematically eliminating anyone who might pose a threat to Halstrom's interests. They are not just trying to gain control of Atlantis's technology. They are trying to eliminate those who can challenge Halstrom's rise to power. The team's safety is no longer guaranteed, and as Halstrom's grip tightens, the lines between ally and enemy blur. Team members are forced to make difficult decisions about how far they are willing to go to protect the knowledge of Atlantis and prevent Halstrom from using it to dominate the world. Tensions reach a boiling point when the team uncovers a hidden cache of documents revealing that Halstrom is planning to weaponize the energy of Atlantis. With his resources, he could create weapons of mass destruction, capable of controlling the world's climate, infrastructure, and even manipulating global economies. The stakes have never been higher. The race for Atlantis is no longer just about uncovering history. It's a battle for the future of humanity itself. In the midst of this escalating conflict, Alina realizes she can no longer trust anyone. Betrayal runs deep, both from within her team and from outside forces, and the time for diplomacy and negotiation is over. The only way to protect the power of Atlantis is to keep it hidden, to ensure that Halstrom, or anyone else, cannot seize it. But as the walls close in, Alina wonders, can they outsmart Halstrom and his army of mercenaries? Or has the fate of Atlantis already been sealed? As Alina Cross and her team push deeper into the mystery of Atlantis, each new discovery brings with it more questions than answers. But it's the revelation of a hidden truth, one that shatters her understanding of her own identity, that throws everything into turmoil. The first hint of this buried secret comes when Alina stumbles across a set of old documents in a private archive deep within Atlantis. These papers, written in a language that only a few members of the team can decipher, seem to reference the origins of the city. And more disturbingly, they mention a lineage of blood that connects one of its protectors to a powerful secret family. As Alina's heart races with the implications of what she's reading, she realizes that her father, who she had been told died in a tragic accident years ago, is mentioned in these texts. And not just in passing. He was a key figure in the founding of the Atlantis Society. The documents reveal that Alina's father was one of the original members of the Atlantis Society, a group formed to protect and conceal the city's power from the rest of the world. But it's worse than that. He wasn't just an academic or a historian, he was a key player in the decision to bury Atlantis's knowledge. The very foundation of the Atlantis Society, which Alina had assumed was made up of anonymous scholars and protectors of ancient wisdom, was, in fact, built by the very people Alina had once trusted the most. Her father had been involved in the creation of the cover-up that had kept Atlantis hidden from humanity for centuries. At first, Alina doesn't know whether to believe it. The idea that her father, the man she adored and looked up to, could have been part of something so monumental and so secretive, feels like a betrayal. Could he have known the true power of Atlantis? Had he kept her in the dark all these years, leading her to believe that her quest for Atlantis was based solely on myth and legend, when in fact he may have been complicit in hiding the city's secrets? Desperate for answers, Alina delves deeper, uncovering more fragments of a family legacy that she never knew existed. She learns that her father had been directly involved in safeguarding the most dangerous knowledge hidden within Atlantis, including its technology, knowledge that could change the balance of power on Earth. But there's more. The documents reveal a devastating truth. Alina's father did not die in an accident. He was killed by members of the Atlantis Society, who feared he had become too obsessed with the city's power. They saw him as a threat to their mission, someone who was dangerously close to revealing the city's secrets to the world. The revelation leaves Alina reeling. She had spent her entire life chasing the myth of Atlantis, never knowing that her own bloodline had been tied to its concealment. Her father's death, which she had always believed to be a tragic accident, was actually part of the very conspiracy she's been fighting against. The weight of this truth forces Alina to confront a painful question. Was her search for Atlantis truly her own? Or had she been unknowingly following a path set by her father, who had been a pawn in a game much larger than she had ever realized? As Alina struggles to come to terms with this revelation, she faces the ultimate dilemma. If her father had been involved in hiding Atlantis's knowledge, could she trust anything he had told her? Was he really the man she thought he was? Or was he just another player in the larger conspiracy of the Atlantis Society? The lines between good and evil blur as Alina grapples with her legacy and the realization that the secrets of Atlantis may have been woven into the very fabric of her family's history all along. The revelation sends Alina spiraling into a crisis of identity. She's forced to ask herself whether she's merely a tool of a long-dead conspiracy, or if she can break free from the shackles of her father's shadow to rewrite her own destiny. But as she uncovers more pieces of the puzzle, it becomes clear that Atlantis's secrets are more deeply embedded in her life than she could ever have imagined. And the dangerous path she's on may lead her to a final confrontation with those who have manipulated her all along. After months of unraveling the secrets of Atlantis, Alina Cross and her team have finally pieced together the last fragments of the ancient map. The clues have led them across the globe, through perilous jungles, ancient ruins, and the deepest parts of the ocean. Now, they stand on the brink of a discovery that could change the course of history forever. But the closer they get to the truth, the more dangerous the journey becomes. The final location of Atlantis is not where anyone expected. Hidden deep within the Bermuda Triangle, a place shrouded in mystery and fear, lies the entrance to the Lost City. But this is no ordinary submerged city. It is a place so well hidden, it seems almost designed by fate itself to remain lost. The team discovers that Atlantis was not simply abandoned by its people. It was sealed away, protected by forces beyond their comprehension. The city was not lost due to some natural disaster, but deliberately hidden, as though it were an ancient, living entity whose survival depended on its isolation. The final piece of the puzzle comes when Alina uncovers a long-lost journal written by one of Atlantis's original architects, an enigmatic figure known only as the Guardian. In the journal, the Guardian describes an extraordinary mechanism designed to protect the city, an ancient technology, lost to the world, capable of creating powerful electromagnetic fields that distort time and space. This technology, the journal suggests, was what allowed Atlantis to sink beneath the ocean's surface in the first place, protecting it from those who might misuse its power. When the team arrives at the site, an eerie, fog-covered expanse of water in the heart of the Bermuda Triangle, they find themselves staring at an impossibly complex, unnatural structure beneath the waves. Massive stone pillars rise from the ocean floor, marking the entrance to Atlantis, but they are not of human design. The architecture is far too advanced, like something built by beings from another world. The city lies beneath an energy field, an invisible barrier that seems to hum with a strange alien force. It is a city that defies explanation, a place outside the boundaries of time and space. Alina's team is both awestruck and terrified. The energy surrounding the city interferes with their instruments, making navigation difficult. It's as if Atlantis itself is rejecting their presence, warning them away from its secrets. They attempt to breach the energy barrier, but every effort is met with resistance. The further they try to go, the more the energy field grows unstable, sending ripples of electromagnetic interference through their equipment. The tension in the air is palpable, with the sense that they are not welcome, yet they know they cannot turn back now. As they dive deeper into the ruins, they encounter a chilling truth. The city's technology is not merely ancient, it is alive. The power of Atlantis seems to be a living force, still pulsing with energy after thousands of years, as though the city itself is aware of their intrusion. The deeper they go, the more the team begins to feel the weight of their presence in the city. It's as though Atlantis is alive and watching, its power pulsing through every stone and artifact. At the heart of the city, they uncover the final, most terrifying discovery. Atlantis is not just a city, it is a sentient being. The city's technology is tied to a biological entity, something the ancient Atlanteans created or discovered that allowed them to harness and control the power of the city. Alina realizes that the city's power, its technology, and its mysterious energy source are all connected to something far greater than just a lost civilization. It is tied to the very fabric of the planet's energy. Atlantis's inhabitants had discovered the secret to controlling the planet's life force itself, and in doing so, had sealed themselves away from the world to protect their creation. The team is torn. Some, including Dr. Elias Stone, believe they have uncovered the key to saving the planet. Atlantis's technology could be used to solve global energy crises, end famine, and even reverse environmental damage. Others, including Alina, fear that the power of Atlantis is too great to be trusted. They cannot risk releasing it to the world, especially given the darker purpose for which it was originally created. In this moment of realization, Alina faces the ultimate choice. What does the future of humanity hold if Atlantis's power is released? Can they control the energy of the city, or will it consume them, as it did to the Atlanteans? The question that weighs on her mind is not just about saving the world. It's about whether humanity is ready for the truth that Atlantis represents. But their journey into the heart of Atlantis has awakened something else. The Atlantis Society, who had been watching from the shadows, now moves to take action. They are ready to seize control of Atlantis's power for themselves, and they will stop at nothing to ensure that the team does not leave the city alive with its secrets. The race against time has reached its final, most dangerous moment. Alina and her team stand at the edge of the abyss, the heart of Atlantis pulsing before them, an ancient, living city filled with unimaginable power. They've reached the city's core, but with each step they take, the weight of their discoveries presses down on them. The city isn't just a relic of a forgotten civilization. It is a sentient force, a being of unimaginable power, one that is intertwined with the very fabric of Earth itself. The energy here hums like a heartbeat, the city alive and aware of their presence. At the center of Atlantis, Alina uncovers the final, most shocking revelation. The city's creation was not the work of humans at all. It was built by an ancient, extraterrestrial race, beings whose technology and knowledge far surpassed anything humanity has ever conceived. These beings, known only as the gods, arrived on Earth long before recorded history, bringing with them knowledge that allowed them to manipulate the planet's energy. The city of Atlantis was not just a home for these beings. It was a mechanism, a living entity designed to channel the planet's energy for an unknown purpose. Alina's mind reels with the implications. The true purpose of Atlantis was never just to advance civilization. It was to control the Earth itself, to harness its life force, and bend it to the will of those who wielded its power. But something went wrong. The gods, in their pursuit of ultimate control, faced unforeseen consequences: catastrophic environmental destruction, the destabilization of the planet's core, and the collapse of their own civilization. In the end, they were forced to seal the city away, hiding it beneath the ocean's depths to prevent the devastating power from escaping into the world. Atlantis's fall wasn't just the result of a natural disaster. It was a self-imposed extinction, the gods' final act to protect the world from their own creation. As Alina and her team process this revelation, the true nature of Atlantis becomes clear. The city is not just a forgotten relic. It is a prison. The gods had imprisoned the very energy they once sought to control, and now that energy is awakening once again. The city's power is surging, and the electromagnetic fields surrounding it are becoming increasingly unstable. If left unchecked, Atlantis's technology could trigger catastrophic global events: earthquakes, tsunamis, and storms powerful enough to destroy entire civilizations. The city's energy is so volatile that it could tear the planet apart. With the world on the brink of disaster, the team is forced to confront a devastating choice. Should they attempt to control the city's power, risking global annihilation, or should they destroy it, forever burying its secrets? The lines between morality and survival blur as the team grapples with the realization that Atlantis's power is not something humanity is ready for. It's something that was never meant to be uncovered. But as they prepare to make their decision, they are not alone. The Atlantis Society, having tracked their every move, now makes their final push to seize control of the city. Led by a figure from Alina's past, her estranged uncle, Gregory Cross, a high-ranking member of the Atlantis Society, the group arrives with a private army of mercenaries, determined to take Atlantis's power for themselves. Gregory reveals his true intentions. The Atlantis Society has been manipulating events for centuries, using their knowledge of the city to steer the course of history. Their goal has always been to control Atlantis's energy, not for the greater good, but to create a new world order under their control. In the chaos that ensues, alliances shift. Dr. Elias Stone, who had once seemed like a betrayer, turns against Gregory and the Atlantis Society, revealing that he had been working in secret to prevent the misuse of the city's power. Jack Cole, Alina's former lover, is forced to make a life-altering decision: to align with Alina and fight for the truth, or to join forces with the Atlantis Society and use the city's power to secure his own future. But, in the end, it's Alina who faces the ultimate choice. In a dramatic confrontation, Alina activates the city's core, hoping to disable its power once and for all. The energy surges, and for a moment, it seems as though Atlantis itself is fighting back, its sentient force unwilling to let go of the control it once held. But Alina, using the knowledge passed down through the centuries, manages to override the city's defenses. The core begins to power down, and the energy field surrounding Atlantis collapses, sinking the city once more beneath the ocean's depths. The cost of this victory is immense. As the team watches Atlantis sink into the depths, they know they've just made the most difficult decision of their lives. The world is saved, at least for now, but the knowledge of Atlantis's existence is lost again. Alina has prevented the collapse of the planet, but in doing so, she has ensured that its dangerous secrets will never see the light of day. As Alina stands at the edge of the ocean, watching the last remnants of Atlantis disappear beneath the waves, she reflects on what they've uncovered. The truth about Atlantis, the power, the dangers, and the beings who once walked the earth, will remain buried forever. And while humanity may never know the full extent of what was lost, Alina understands that sometimes the greatest truths are those that are better left hidden. The journey may be over, but the legacy of Atlantis will haunt them all, forever intertwined with the very future of mankind. And for Alina, the weight of what they've uncovered will never truly leave her. The echoes of a civilization's rise and fall ringing in her mind long after the city is